It's the Man Space Podcast. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl, and welcome once again to another edition of the Man Space Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host who is upset that the fake photos of OMF with black voters didn't include him. The one and only Big Less.
Hey, in the words of Glorilla, yeah, Glow. That's my new mantra. Yeah, Glow. You know what I'm saying? Anything. Oh man.
Yeah. Remember, folks, we will never mention his name on this show.
That's right.
Not over politics, but because we've met him and we don't like him.
We don't like him.
So he will ever be known as OOMF.
OOMF.
Old Orange Mofo.
My favorite compound word.
Oh, man.
What's going on, big dog? You all right, man?
I'm good, man. It's been a very busy time.
Yeah.
And I guess, you know how I like to spring stuff on you, man.
Yo, here we go.
I like to spring stuff on you.
Oh, let me put it on mute because I already know I may have to cuss a little bit. I'm trying not to.
Should I give the breaking news sounder? Let me see if I got it over here. I got the breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Oh.
Les.
Yes, sir.
Our official voice girl has dropped a magazine.
Whoa!
Yes.
Look at that.
It can be found. You can get the digital copies on her website. I am Dr. Tabitha Russell.com.
Look at the doctor.
DrTabithaRussell.com. They'll all get you to the same spot. But yes, you can get your digital copy of Legacy Pioneers magazine at her website. What? And let me show you this. Let me show you. Look at that handsome fellow there.
Oh my God.
Your boy got an article in there.
Sir. My goodness.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey, I wouldn't ask because I write like a fifth grader. So
yes, sir.
I am not smarter than a fifth grader, ladies and gentlemen.
So your boy's got an article in there which you can catch inside of Legacy Pioneers magazine. Hold up. Voice Girl has been even busier.
Oh no.
She's got a new book out.
Oh my.
Yes.
God.
Yes. The new book.
Whoa.
It can be found on Amazon right now. It's called Mindset Metamorphosis: Defining the Shapes of Leadership.
Whoa.
So it talks about
busy little bit.
Yeah. So it talks about using different shapes and how shapes are categorized. You can categorize different styles of leadership by shapes. So it's an interesting read. So you can find that on Amazon or at her website, DrTabithaRussell.com.
Boy, I try to tell you, man. I knew I was rubbing up against greatness years ago.
Yeah.
Just greatness. Just put a wing over the top of my head and said, "Sit down, little boy." That's flying high, soaring over people.
Yeah, man. She's doing her thing, man.
Congratulations.
She is definitely doing her thing. She's got quite a few other events coming up pretty soon.
Nice.
And as we get ready, we'll drop those as those come about as well.
Hey, man, nothing but blessings, man.
Thank you, man.
Blessings,
Thank you.
Man. She knows.
Appreciate it.
I wish her the best. She knows it already. So that's what's up, man. Just so happy to be rubbing shoulders with such kings and queens. You know what I mean? One day this peasant gonna rise up. You
That's
know,
right. That's right. That's right.
it's right that I'm the peasant or I'm gonna rise up.
You can rise up, man.
Okay. I was about to say I had to get my compound word out ready for you.
Oh
Lord.
man.
Gotta love it.
So I took some time and started binge watching again.
Uh-oh. What are you
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
now?
So I just watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So did I. I finished it one
Yeah.
weekend.
What did you think?
I thought it was a little cartoonish.
Okay.
The Avatar, how can I say it? By the end of it, his voice kind of was real cartoonish to me. Let me
Okay.
just say
Well,
that.
he's 12.
He is 12. He is 12.
He's 12.
He
So
is 12.
well, technically he's 112.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
he's
Yes.
he's 12. But did you see the original cartoon?
I did.
So
Which
if
is
you watch the cartoon series, it's
mhm.
almost word
It's
for
word-
word in certain spots.
Yes, it is very close and
Mhm.
very. Let's just say this: you could tell there'll be a long series of it.
Yes. They
Yeah.
threw a lot in this season, right?
Mhm.
They pretty much threw 5 years worth of stuff in 8 episodes.
I was about to say because they got to catch up quick with
Yeah.
it, right?
And it was one of those things like you don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or not, but they threw a lot in those episodes. Like
Mhm.
almost every 1 to 2 episodes was a year's worth of the
Years worth.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole
Yeah.
season, right?
Yeah.
So
Because there was a
I
lot more
enjoyed it.
detail in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a lot more detail in the cartoon, but it was the one thing that people hated about the original movie. The movie, because it put too much stuff in there
Yeah.
and tried to compact it down into a shortened time frame. So it left out a lot of important information, but it also took liberties with certain things that it made the fans of the cartoon annoyed. Whereas this took all the aspects of the cartoon and put it into live action.
Yeah.
Even the little things like Osaka stuffing his face like he would do in the cartoon. And open his mouth and have a mouthful of food. Like those little things were all in this. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm actually watching it for a second time right now.
So I contemplated that. I did contemplate watching it for a second time because you always miss something.
Yeah.
And there was more to it. But I picked up on most of the subtle things, right?
Yeah.
That were there. Because there were some very subtle things like the fire dragon's daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like when she started, when her fire turned blue, a lot of people didn't realize, it was a few seconds, it was there on screen. So you should have picked it up, but that's a major piece going forward. You know what I mean? So there'll be a lot of stuff, but I think it's, it was, the voice kind of got me towards the end of it. But as far as watching the whole thing, for me to watch something that's a series, because everybody knows I hate series.
I hate series, yep.
I hate series. For me to watch it in one weekend, the whole thing, I was good with it. Because if I lose interest after the first or second episode, I've lost interest and I've not went back to it. But that's like one that I liked. I liked it, but I think it could have been a little bit better. It's like Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
I've never seen that.
So I've watched all the movies of it. So there was a couple movies. So I watched both of those. So I was interested in the series of it and with Disney. And it explained some things, but at the same time, it left some things out. So I'm looking forward to a second season so they can explain, because there's a whole lot more that's going on here. You know what I mean? But I would implore you to kind of maybe watch the movies first, then watch the series. You know what I mean?
So speaking of Disney, remember I was like really upset with the mouse over, the loss of of ESPN on the Spectrum
Yeah.
cable channels, and so I canceled my Disney. Right. Well,
Oh.
yeah. So I got rid of Disney Plus, and just like, oh well, they got new shows out. I don't have Disney Plus anymore. I don't care anymore. Well, I was sitting there over the weekend, and I was like, why is my Hulu bill so high?
Because you're getting that discount.
No, my Hulu bill back during the whole thing of trying to figure out how to watch the games on ESPN, I somehow signed up for the triple play bundle.
Oh, you broke it.
And I didn't realize it all this time. So this has been, I guess, since football season started. So back in September,
Yeah.
I've had the bundle and didn't know I had it.
Oh, man.
I hadn't paid it any attention.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? Let me see if Disney works, right? Because I tried it one day on my TV and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hit it on my phone, boop, logged me right in.
Yeah.
And I looked at the username, and it's the same as my Hulu. And I'm like, well, doggone. So I've been sitting there watching Disney, and I found out, which I didn't know, and it's coming up in a couple days now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the X-Men cartoon?
Yes.
From like the 90s.
Of course.
They're redoing it.
Yes.
And they're picking up right where the old one left off.
Oh, man.
So they're picking up so the original one went from 1992 to 1997.
Yep.
The new series is called X-Men 97. It's supposed to pick up right where they left off in 97.
Well, that's going to be great.
So as long as they bring back the original music, that original music, man. But I've seen a lot of stuff online where people are upset how they didn't draw Rogue as curvy as she used to be. Because Rogue and Storm both
they were thick.
Both were stacked.
Yeah.
And neither one of them are built like that anymore.
No. But here's the thing. Mm-hmm. At least it's coming back.
Yes. And so now there's talks that they're going to do the old Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s too.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, the old Spider-Man movies, cartoons were pretty good too.
Yes.
I like
it. It really was.
I'm going to tell you one that I think that they messed up. Cartoon that I used to love.
What's that?
That they messed up making into a movie a couple times was G.I. Joe.
The movies were bad.
The movies.
Well,
they were horrible.
The first one I didn't think was that bad. I thought it was okay. The second one I thought was really bad.
Because I was just a huge fan. I thought they were bad. Snake Eyes.
Did you watch the Snake Eyes movie?
Yeah, I watched the Snake Eyes movie.
Okay.
It was okay. But it gave you the origin story of Snake Eyes. You know what I mean? And it was good to see that. But at the same time, it's like y'all could do a whole lot better.
Yeah.
A whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got was it G.I. Joe and Transformer crossover portion somewhere in there? Not really G.I. Joe, but there was who I forgot who crossed over with the Transformers. But I don't know. Transformers kind of fell off too.
It did. The first couple of movies was good.
Yeah, they were good.
And then after that, it fell off. The last movie was fantastic, though.
The one with the
Beast Wars.
With the Beast Wars, I've not gotten through it.
That one was great.
I've got to the point to where they met each other.
Okay.
And that was it.
That one, there shouldn't be another one after that one.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think they finally got it right.
Oh, well, I need to watch it then.
Yeah, to me, that was the best one since the first one.
Yeah, I have to check it out and see.
And the one thing that really always kind of bothered me about the different ones is as you start to watch them, they start taking away little elements where like the first one didn't exist. You know, even to this last one, like part of the story is like the other movies don't exist. Like Bumblebee exists.
Yeah.
The Bumblebee movie exists, but it's like the first few movies in the Transformers series, it's like a whole different movie.
Yeah.
So
They were
don't
all kind of new.
yes,
Right.
you don't have to see the other ones to see see this one and understand it.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't need to watch them in sequence to understand where you are with it because they're all different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, because some mention Cybertron, some tell you about Cybertron, some tell you about, primes, and
well, I mean, in the first movie, Prime talks about how he's his new home and he's calling everybody to Earth to help protect the humans. But in the last movie, he's like he doesn't trust the humans. You know, that
exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a whole different movie. You know, you have to forget what you've learned and just watch it.
Yeah. It's just
but
you're right.
Well,
but Beast Wars, I watched the beginning of it and I watched when they met, and after that, I think I got interrupted by doing something with the wife. So I never,
never finished it.
Never finished it. Never went back to it. So,
I was doing my routinely scroll through social media, and an old cartoon came up in my feed. Do you remember the Kid and Play cartoon?
No.
Yes.
They had a cartoon?
They had a cartoon. Yes, they did.
Well, I got to Google now. Because it may not have been that memorable to me.
I remember watching it. I would sit there on Saturday mornings and watching the Kid and Play cartoon. MC Hammer had a cartoon. I remember sitting there watching that one too.
Well, I'll be dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember it though.
Oh yeah, I watched every episode of it.
Huh. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I missed this.
So they wanted to take them, Kid and Play, and give them a TV show.
Okay.
Which essentially was going to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They were going to give them the TV show.
Yeah.
They basically said no, because they wanted their cartoon back on, because the cartoon had been canceled,
right?
And they wanted the cartoon back, and they said no. Well, Will Smith was going to get House Party, and they ended up flipping it and giving him the TV show instead. Gotcha. And Kid and Play ended up getting House Party as a result of all that, because they were mad because they didn't get their cartoon back on the air.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hell, everybody was making some money then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they was all getting that bread.
True. You remember the Mr. T cartoon?
I do remember that one. I do remember that one because I was a Mr. T fan. Right.
What was your favorite cartoon that you wish they would bring back?
You really want me to say this on
yes. If you say the Smurfs, we go into break.
Hey, Gargamel was my dog, though. You know what I'm saying?
You just recently had a birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to me. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday to my guy Les, my big bro. Look at him cheering you. Look at him cheering you.
That. Yeah, baby.
But you know what, man? I've been working on a little project, and it's started talking about men and how they have issues dealing with age and start to develop an identity crisis out of that. So you're of a certain age.
Of a certain age, I am, sir. Go ahead.
I'm not going to reveal your age.
Okay.
But I'm not going to reveal your age, but you could be getting a discount on some pancakes tomorrow morning.
Hey, you better stop playing, man. Man, RP has been on me, boy. They've been trying to indict me. They've been trying to get me early, induct me into the early Hall of Fame. Like, dang. Yeah, but go ahead, get it in while you can.
But I mean, do you feel like as you've gotten older, that you started to understand yourself better, or do you start to like, man, when I was younger, I used to do this, or do you start to feel those challenges that you can't do some of the things that you used to be able to do, like you did when you were in your teens and 20s?
Ooh. I'm going to say, yeah, it gets a little challenging, when you live a certain lifestyle, right? When you were younger,
right?
And then when you're getting a little bit older, that lifestyle doesn't quite fit anymore, right? Because if one don't want to say you're limited, it's because you've kind of outgrown it. That makes sense.
I get you there, but the way you kind of describe that is like, okay, yeah, in my 20s, I go to the club and do all this other stuff and hang out all night, and but now I've kind of outgrown that, right?
That's where I'm at with it. Like, so
that's more maturing. That's not so much of an identity crisis, though.
That's not an identity crisis. But you're right. Yes and no, right? Because I'll just say this. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So this past weekend, me and the missus, we took a small hiatus, got away, right?
Okay.
So I had a fishing trip planned for Saturday a.m. Well, Friday p.m., I decided to hit the store with the 3 red dots on it. Right? And buy what I would typically buy.
Something to make a tasty beverage with. Yeah.
Tasty beverages. Tasty beverages. Yes. Right? And I bought it. So I said, I'm going to drink it. Yeah, that didn't work out as I planned. You know what I mean? That old Les, he wasn't there.
Right.
He was not there at all. You know what I mean? This new Les was like, bruh, why you got to drink so much? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Do you have an emotional problem? Are you okay? Do you need to call somebody? You know what I mean?
Right.
So then you have to sit that down and be like, man, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? I would have killed that, you know. And I don't go down no more.
I get that one. I think that for going back to using the club for the example, right? To me, it's like saying, okay, yep, I'm gonna get ready. We're gonna hit the club by 11,
right?
But by 10, you sleep.
Yeah. Or you need to get a nap.
Nah, this ain't a nap. You straight sleep, because I know for me right now, it's
my God,
10 o'clock. My eyes are watering.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm done. I don't care. Like, if there's people in the house, good night. I'm going to
I'll
bed.
holler
I
at
don't
y'all.
care what's going on. I'm
Right.
ready to go. You know, if
Mhm.
we're out, no, we got to get to the house. You know, I'm tired. You know, there have been times
Oh,
I'll say this now because I think Miss Russ gonna be busy this week, so she ain't gonna listen. But there's been times we've been at late church services and I've gone out to the car to go to sleep because I'm like, it's after 10. I'm tired.
right.
You know,
Right. You got
and it's a
yeah, you got what
So
you got to do.
so I mean, I think I dealing with that, knowing that, I can't get up and I can't do like I used to. I can't hang
Mhm.
like I used to,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that I think that can play into a man's psyche,
I
One of
agree.
the things that I took my nephews to the barbershop, right?
Mhm.
And we were watching the NFL Combine.
Oh God.
And I'm like, man, I used to run like a 4.5, 4.52 in the
Yep.
40,
Yep.
right?
Yep. I was watching it today too. I was
Yeah,
like, I used to be able to fly like them big fellas.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I literally ran a 4.52 in the 40.
Yeah.
I think if I tried to run it right now, I'd probably run a 6. I mean,
I might get an 8 in. I don't know.
I used to bench 225 pretty
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
The last time I tried to bench 225, I felt like I was about to shoot something out my shorts.
Bruh.
And it
Bruh.
wasn't a brown one.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even
Yeah.
want to talk about it. That's another thing. It's like my strength is different,
Yes.
right? Like I didn't think about how much something weighed. I just pick it up.
Just did it.
I just
Did
did it.
it.
It didn't bother
Yeah.
me none, right?
Right.
And then if I
Mhm.
grabbed a hold of it, it was a little too much. I could get it. I just need to get my leverage right.
Mhm.
I went to go move something, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. You mean I can't
Right.
pick it up?"
Yeah.
And it messed with my psyche a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Mhm.
right? Because I'm used to grabbing stuff with if one arm or one hand and lean
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
shoulder into it, scoop it up, and I'm good, right?
Mhm.
I ain't got that in me no more.
No, man.
You know what I mean? It's just not. And I know people will say, "Oh, our gym rats be like, oh, you got to stay in the gym. You got to stay
Yeah.
in the gym." But even people who stay in the gym, they're not capable of lifting and sustaining that power that they had when they were in their youth.
It's very few people.
Very few. You
Very
know what I
few
mean?
people.
So it's like, oh my God, I'm 6 foot. I've been anywhere from 225 to 300 pounds. When I was in my best shape of life, I was 6 foot, 218 pounds, right? I ran 2 miles in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. I could run fast, and distance, right? I ran 5Ks for fun. No big deal. 10Ks for fun. No big deal.
Right.
Ruck march 25, 30 miles. You know what I'm saying? Once every 90 days. No problem. Always pass 18 minutes. 30 minutes would say that. 30 minutes. I was in pretty good shape. I could stand under a basketball goal, 10 feet, jump right up and dunk the ball. Flat footed. No run, no jump, no nothing. I don't even think I got a 2.5-inch vertical now. And needless to say, run. Absolutely not. I'm not going nowhere fast, bro. I'm gonna walk fast, but that's it. But that's too. I didn't sustain anything because I didn't go back to the gym. I stopped playing baseball and football and all of that stuff in my 40s because it hurt too much.
Dog, I was
You got to tell us.
Yeah.
Just spit it out.
Oh man.
You was walking
I
and you had a
was
Charlie horse.
no, no. I was trying to put up a camera outside the house,
Oh Lord.
and I didn't have my ladder around to stand up on my ladder, so I was using my truck bed to stand up and put the camera up, right?
Yeah.
So got it up, everything's working.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to jump down out the truck bed. I didn't want to look like an old man crawling down, you
And to
know.
sit down and scoot off.
Yeah. Because I thought about it for a second. I said, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
So I jumped down.
Yeah.
I was laid out in the driveway.
So you went all the way down.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Don't feel bad. Your boy did that off the back porch, bro. I hopped off the back porch. It's 2 steps. It's about 2.5, 3 feet. Hey, man. I would say it was something sand or something down there that helped me slide. But, bro, I think I pulled every muscle going down, growing, calf, my muscle, my hamstring. I think I hyperextended both knees. I don't know. And then when you fall, when you get older, it's not just a fall down.
No.
It's a fall forward, skip, flop, and bump, and then you down. Because you're trying to hold yourself up the whole time.
I didn't skip. I just flopped. And I went straight down.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Because it's kind of rude of me to keep laughing at you, but I can just picture it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad that I only had the camera hooked up, but it wasn't connected yet to where it was recording anything.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then what made it so bad was that when I went down, I went into another car.
See?
And then hit the ground.
See, that's that flip and flop I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Because I didn't tell you I hit the dang on the outdoor table and flew the chairs all the way over on the other side. And it wasn't one of them plastic tables. I got a cast iron table.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, bro. I about broke it all. Broke it all in one shot. I didn't go to the doctor, and I just got on up. And the wife was like, because ours was recorded till I deleted it because I wasn't running the chance. The only way Mrs. Less knew is she saw a deleted file on the camera.
Oh.
She says, "What did you delete? You must have been out there talking trash." I said, "No, I tried to jump down off of the second porch onto the first porch, and I lost it." And she fell out laughing. She fell out laughing. She's like, "That's what those black marks are? That's from your shoes?" Yeah, because I tore that joker up back there. I'm glad I'm not brittle. I'm telling you, I would have broke about 4 bones. I would have broke 4 bones. Oh God,
but bro.
Yeah.
Miss Russ came out and she's like, "What was that?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm up." You know, I'd already dusted myself off. Well,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't hear nothing.
You got to pay that $100 deductible for that dent in that other car.
I know, right? you know, I used that hot water treatment. Put the hot water and let it pop on out. I done learned some stuff from my daddy.
Hey, boy, because you would have known your boy would have been all over that one. I would have been in the house boiling water like crazy. She'd be like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "None, girl. Go on upstairs."
I got one of them electric hot pots, electric teapots. Yeah, and I put it out there in the garage, and
I know I would have tore the whole thing up. I know it. Because I'm in that phase of stopping and trying to catch myself. And, well, I told you when we sold the old house. Did I tell you what happened?
No.
But before we bought the new house, right? We
Mhm.
getting the old house prep. House is empty. Just painting a couple little spots,
Right.
getting the house ready. We're getting ready to have our final inspection. 2 hours before our final inspection, I fell down the steps and my elbow, because I was trying to reach for the banister to stop myself,
Mhm.
went through the wall.
Yes, yes, I remember this.
You remember?
Oh yeah.
We almost lost the house of the sale, the sale of the house because of that hole in the wall.
Oh no.
Because the lady was so meticulous, right? And I get it. You
Mhm.
about to buy a house, you paying cash for something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't a little bit of money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was a nice piece of chunk of change.
Mhm.
And she about to pay cash for it. She don't want no holes in the walls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to call the real estate and was like, we need to hold off for like 2 hours because that's how long it was going to take to dry. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And I was going to stand there with a hairdryer, bro, and hook that bad boy up. End up having to do that, but I busted
Right.
out like a 6x6 hole in the wall because I was trying to hold on to the rail, and my
Mm.
elbow went straight through the wall. My wife was like, "How did
Oh.
that happen?" You know, so I understand. I would have made way more damage in that car. You would have had a shoulder print, head print. You know what I'm saying? We would have poured a whole lot of hot water on that bad boy in the driveway.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Yeah. Do you feel that with the overall identity crisis that men go through, as getting older, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the guys that spoke, and he was actually been on the show. I interviewed him when I was up in Detroit last year. Mark Rodriguez. He talked about having Superman disease, right? Where you feel like you're invincible.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't go to the doctor and I'm tough. I can hang it,
Put some
and
dirt on it. Yeah.
right. And from a young age, that's what most of us believe, right? We're invincible,
Yeah, I agree.
right? And now it's like, oh crap, I got a hangnail. How do you? Yes, I've
Oh,
been through that.
yeah.
But
I'm laughing hard because I just cut one out the other day. Finger bleeding like a mother.
right.
Oh,
But how do you feel like we as men should be able to try to get through something like this, dealing with that identity crisis?
wow, man. I think the only way to get through it is to go ahead and accept where you are and
Mm,
who you are and what you've done in your past. Because quite frankly, you'll never go back there.
mm,
So you just have to accept it. I've accepted I am now an older gentleman.
mm-hmm.
I get called sir a lot.
Yeah.
I get called sir a lot. And I'm like, oh no, my daddy. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Yeah.
you got to accept that. Unfortunately, they haven't created a time machine yet that we know of.
Yeah. I think when I stopped being ID'd,
Mhm.
I think
Oh
that's
God.
when the
Yeah.
complex started to set in for me.
Yeah, man. Oh,
And especially when I go somewhere with my wife
yeah.
and she gets ID'd and I don't. And
Mhm.
especially when she's older than me.
Yeah. 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 My wife, they love to make her feel good. Man, can I see your ID? What? Shut
Yeah.
shut up. You know
Yeah,
what
she
this
she
is.
eats that up. She eats that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, you know what this is, girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is what it is. Accept it. Accept it. That's all you can
Mm.
do. That's all you can do, man. Accept it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And be good with it. Know that you had a good life. Know that you've been able to do some things in life.
Sound like you putting a dog out the pasture or something. Like,
I
this
mean,
is a
no,
good
I
dog.
got, I got,
Come
I,
on, man.
well, it's time to let you roam now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You'd have done everything. It's time to go ahead and roam a little bit. Not roam in that
Do you
sense.
feel like you've done everything though?
No,
Yeah.
no. There's a few things that I would still love to do.
Mm-hmm.
One is I would love to travel to Africa before it's too late.
That has been on my mind of late.
Yeah, that is
I've really been thinking about
that is on my bucket list, bro.
My godfather is Nigerian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he goes back he has property there, and he goes back every now and then, and him and his family. And it's just been one of those things like, I've been thinking about going there just to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I before I leave this planet, this body, this universe, I want to have my feet where I could feel it on the soil of Africa.
Yeah.
In a civilian sense, where I'm going to visit. You know what I mean? I want to have I want to do that, and I want to walk barefoot.
Is there anywhere particular in Africa you want to go?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
As many places I could possibly go, I would love to go.
Mm-hmm. Like, so when I was in Germany, and you know this, like, Germany was a big refugee spot for Africans. A lot of people in war-torn countries and stuff would migrate to Germany, and they could get subsidies long as they went to school. So they would get money to help themselves out. And so there were a lot of people that were from Nigeria that I met there. There was a lot of people that were from Ethiopia that I met there, and so just kind of talking with them and kind of learning the culture and the culture differences, because like over here, we think Africa, we just think it's all Africa.
We think it's jungles and lions and tigers running there. Lions.
We don't think about the different countries that are there, and the differences between the different countries. The difference is the same difference between North and South Carolina.
Exactly.
They're just that different.
Different. Yeah. And I think for me, I really want to go to Congo. I want to go to Congo. I want to go to Western Africa probably more so.
Yeah.
To Western Africa. There's things there that I would like to see.
So there, you've heard of the Oculus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have one, and it's crazy today that they had the social media outage, because now Meta owns the Oculus, and so you have to go back, and I got a notice that I had to switch my account over to a Meta account.
Wow.
So I would lose everything I had. But anyway, so I was trying to do that today, and all of a sudden, all social media is down. Yeah, so I couldn't do it. So I got to go back and try to redo that later. But anyway, they have an app that you can go and virtually visit different countries and cities and states. Like I've gone through Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
And it's like you're literally walking the streets. Like you can literally walk into certain buildings as you're walking through there, and going through and just seeing everything. Just because, and the only reason that got me, because I had a friend of mine that was working over there,
right,
as a civilian contractor. So when I would chat with him from time to time while he was over there, he was always telling me how things were. So I was like, yeah, I'm curious. So let me throw this on. I'm like, wow, this is amazing to just be able to walk and go through. So that would be a good way to kind of get your mind kind of set around what parts you want to see.
Where I want to go. Yeah. Well, I had an uncle that was in Saudi Arabia, was a contractor, and he kept trying to get me to come over there. I mean, years and years and years of, come on, come work over here. You know, your family's still young. You can retire, you know, in a few years. If you work solidly for 5 years, you could be done working for the rest of your life. Yeah. You know, and he was serious. And the skill that I had, they were recruiting heavily. But I just couldn't see leaving I mean, it was good money. It's real good money. You know, I couldn't see leaving my family for that long, you know, 6 months at a time, you know, then back for 30 days and then gone for another 6 months. Right. The money was good. It was $75,000 for every 6 months. Yeah. But I think family was a little bit more important. And I'm glad I kind of did that because I would have missed out on a lot. Right. You know, so money ain't everything, ladies and gentlemen. Money ain't everything. It's important. It's important.
Very important.
But it ain't everything.
Very important. As we do each week, we like to close the show with just a little bit of inspiration. Yesterday's experiences are tools for tomorrow's success. Every setback, every challenge, every triumph, they're all tools in your arsenal shaping you into the person that you're meant to become. Learn from them, grow from them, and use them to propel yourself forward. See, the past is behind you, but they're all lessons that pave the way for a brighter future. So cling to today with confidence, knowing that yesterday's experiences have equipped you for greatness. Your journey toward success starts now.
Look at that. I tell you, man, I need you to write a book. Very insightful. Don't let your past hold you back.
Don't let your past hold you back.
Hey, because it sure will. I'm telling you, it sure will.
Yes. You're making my job so hard to edit.
I'm sorry.
Manspace Nation, remember the new book by Voice Girl is on Amazon, Mindset Metamorphosis, the Legacy Pioneers magazine. You can get your digital copy on her website, drtabitharussell.com. And hey, I got a new blog out on the manspacepodcast.com. It's Russ's Corner. It's on the homepage of the manspacepodcast.com. I got a new episode of Russ's Corner is available. And we got a few more left of Fire by the Manspace. Desire is sold out yet again.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you, some good smelling women running around here.
They sure are. They sure are. Woo. It is in high demand.
Yeah, glow. Yeah.
And on that note,
we out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Manspace.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Manspace updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at ManspaceNat1.
Until next time, Manspace Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out
of here.